Hey, good afternoon. This is Russell of Hotels going live for that show called On Air with Russell of Hotels. You know, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. Today is Tuesday, right? Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. So, happy belated Labor Day to everybody. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Now, this is the monologue. Now, I do this thing a little different every time I do this show, right? So, I'm going to talk for a minute, kind of get things going, make sure everything is up and running like it's supposed to be, like the video, the sound, all that kind of stuff. Just make some small talk. Then I'll do the intro and then we'll start the show. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do, right? So okay, so we're live on YouTube, live on LinkedIn. So if you have not liked and subscribed to my channel or just subscribe to my channel on YouTube, please do so. You can do that right now while we're doing this kind of monologue thing, right? So just go to YouTube, go to Russell of Hotels, and just subscribe. Bing! Once you do that, it'll go bing, and then anytime I go live, you get a notification. And that way you don't have to worry about, oh, it's 1 o'clock or whatever. You get a notification like, oh, it is 1 o'clock. Let me go over here and let me click this button and go over here and listen to what Russell of Hotels is talking about. I mean, who knows? But it's always interesting. Whatever he has to say is always interesting. So, but anyway, live on LinkedIn as well. The only thing, LinkedIn is not in real time. I mean, it's real time video, but if you made comments, they would not be in real time, meaning I could not respond to those questions right now, immediately, as I'm doing the show. I would have to wait for the show to be over, then I can address those things. But it's all about engagement. I encourage questions, comments, all those things on either one of those platforms. YouTube would be in real time, meaning you can do it right now and it will pop up on the screen. LinkedIn would be, like I said, I have to wait for the show to be over. Then I'll go back and do it. But anyway, I'll do it. Okay, so just want to make sure that is up and running. That I told you that. Comments are open. Yes, they are. Yeah, everything looks good. And every time I do a show, every time, doesn't matter what, it doesn't matter. Anytime I do a show, I'm going to showcase a hotel, a destination, and sometimes even both. Okay, so today, you guys know I did a trip to Panama right before I did Destination Southeast and before Destination Midwest in Toledo, right? So I was in Panama City, Panama, okay, for about a week or so. So I'm going back, right? So I'm like, you know what? Let me show some more of those videos, or I mean, the pictures of Panama, as well as the hotel I stayed in, which was the Sofitel. So today is going to be all about the Sofitel. I think a couple photos are about just Panama in general as a destination. I think one shows the canal, and this right here is Colon, which is kind of a fort outside of Portobello, which I guess kind of guarded against the pirates back in the day, right? So this sits on the Colon, and Portobello sit on the Caribbean side, right? That is a Pacific side and a Caribbean side of Panama. So some people didn't know that, right? Because the ships cross from either way. They either go from the Pacific side over to the Caribbean side, or the Caribbean side over to the Pacific side. So there you go. So you learned something new today. You thought you weren't gonna, you know what, I woke up today, I'm not gonna learn a damn thing. Well, guess what? You just did. All right, now we good, right? So anyway, so like I said, so the photos today will be of, for the most part, 99% of these photos I'm gonna show you are about the Sofitel where I stayed. So that is it. I think that's it. I think I can get this. I think I can get this show started. I'm live from LA today. LA it's like 90 degrees, right? And that's not, is that normal? No, it's not normal in the summer to be 90 degrees in LA, but it is. In fact, at 1 o'clock was going to be as hottest, and it's 1 o'clock now, right? So it's going to be 90 degrees. Now, I'm not sure if that's downtown or a beach area, inland. I'm not sure, but it is quite warm here where I live, and I live probably closer to the beach than I do to downtown, right? So get that ocean breeze. About 4 o'clock, we get that ocean breeze. No matter how hot it is during the day, about 4 o'clock, it's gonna cool off, right? Well, it's only 1 o'clock now, so I can feel the heat. So I had to turn my fan off because I didn't want, you can't hear, I don't want you to hear that while I'm doing this. It'd be bzzz, like, what is that? What is that? But I have a light that's in my face right now, kind of lights, camera, action. When you're doing a production, you gotta have lights, right? And guess what? Lights are hot. And our house doesn't have central air, okay? So a lot of the houses in LA, they weren't built with central air. And I mean, yeah, we could have put air in, but it's only a couple of days out of the year that it really gets hot. And, and turn on the fan, okay? Open the door, open the window, turn on the fan. So anyway, that was before I started doing this show, right? So I have me something to wipe my brow, just in case it gets a little toasty in here. So if you see me doing that, that means I need to speed up the show so I can get off of this thing and turn this fan back on. So, but anyway, hey, that's part of what we do. Today is show number 311, right? Who would have thought it, right? I was just thinking about that just a little while ago. I'm like, 311 shows. I started this back in 2019, all about hospitality. Some people know I have this experience within hospitality industry for the last 25, 30 years. 14 different hotels. I can't think of how many different positions, but started off as a housekeeping manager back in the day with Marriott. Kind of worked my way up. Not kind of, I did work my way up. Not all with Marriott, but went from housekeeping manager trainee to sales manager to director of sales and marketing to general manager, and then didn't really like that, right? And I said, you know what? I'm not going out like this. So I went back to being a director of sales and marketing. I don't think it went back. I think that's where I've always needed to be or wanted to be. And yeah, I said, you know what? I don't need to be a general manager. That was fine. The experience was fine, but it wasn't for me, right? And sometimes, we think we want these things, but when we get into them, we're like, you know what? This is whack, okay? This is whack. And I need to, do something else. I need to go back to what I love and what I'm good at. And that was sales, right? Sales and marketing, or marketing and sales. And that's what this came up. This is how this whole thing came up, on air with Russell of Hotels, or developing this brand called Russell of Hotels. But anyway, we're going to get into that a little bit. We'll touch a little bit on that stuff. But anyway, that is it. Let me just get the intro started, and then we'll be back and start the show. So I'm going to start the intro, and once the intro's over, we'll start the show. Okay, that makes more sense. So anyway, once again, Russell of Hotels, live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. So feel free to go to YouTube, subscribe to my channel, or stay on LinkedIn, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you tune in, okay? Who doesn't like that little jingle? Anyway, hey, once again, Russell of Hotels going live for that show called On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show everyone's talking about. Today is Tuesday, September 2nd. Happy belated Labor Day to everybody. Hope you guys had a great time. You barbecued, or, some people call it a cookout. I grew up, it was barbecuing, okay? I didn't hear about this cookout thing. I don't know if when I moved to LA, and I don't know, this cookout. We're gonna have a cookout. Like, what is that? Gonna be outside in the desert, or in the countryside, or at the beach having a cookout? That's what I'm thinking, right? And you come over to the house. Well, then you have a barbecue then, right? I don't know, but where I grew up, Blythe, California, beach town, we called it barbecuing. Okay, my dad said, "Oh, I'm gonna barbecue tomorrow." Oh, okay. He didn't say, "Oh, we're going to have a cookout." No, he never said that. That never came out. That was not in his vocabulary. So, no, we had barbecue. So, of course, that's what I do, okay? We have barbecues. We don't have no cookout. So, anyway, so hope you guys, whatever you guys call it, that's fine. I don't know why I got into all that, but that's just me. I go off on tangents every now and then. Once again, this is show number 311, live on YouTube, live on LinkedIn. Feel free to make your comments. It's all about engagement. We appreciate that. Once again, this is the photos I'll be showing today will be of either the Sofitel Hotel where I stayed in Panama, or some just about the destination Panama. Okay, so once again, this is Colon, outside of Panama, about an hour and a half outside of Panama City, Panama. Okay, so there you go. Let's move on. And this show don't have to be that long, right? In fact, it's kind of warm, so count on it not being that long. Okay, so let's get through this. I don't know why I took this photo and it was light before, but then all of a sudden it kind of dimmed. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, this was the guest room that I actually stayed in. So anyway, not that you needed to know that, but very nice room, very nice hotel. Service was excellent. So if you're ever in Panama City, you need a hotel, check out the Sofitel. Okay, I'm just saying, giving a little shameless plug for the Sofitel in Panama City, Panama. It's kind of right next to everything. I mean, it's kind of in this plaza area where you can walk around, you can shop, there's a lot of restaurants, so a lot of dining. Kind of in this area, like they do parties there or events, and I mean, everything's all about dancing. I'm like, they're getting their party on here in Panama, okay? You've never been to Panama City. I'm sure it's like that in all Panama, I guess. But in Panama City, they get their party on, okay? So anyway, top 50 podcasts in hospitality. You know, I always have to tell people, I'm on that list, right? In fact, if you can't see me right there at the bottom, I'm gonna blow this up so you can see me. Boom, you see me right there? Okay, you see me at the bottom, in the middle? Okay, that's me. That's Russell of Hotels, right? Doing his thing. But anyway, yeah, top 50 podcasts in hospitality. Thank you to the International Hospitality Institute. Appreciate that recognition, distinction, just recognition, or whatever it is. I appreciate it, right? So, and shout out to the other 49 that were recognized as well. Because it's, you got to let people know that you were awarded this or you're on this list, right? Because everybody may not know. And it's up to you as a brand. And remember, the brand starts with you, okay? It's not the company you work for. Now, if I'm Russell of Hotels, the name of my company is Russell of Hotels, right? But I'm Russell Edmond, okay? But it all starts with me. People are gonna buy me before they even ask about, well, what is this Russell of Hotels? Either they're gonna like me, they're gonna form an opinion on me before they get to Russell of Hotels, the company, right? So remember that you are the brand that they see that represents another brand, okay? And if you're not out there shaking the pom-poms or letting people know, shaking the pom-poms, I don't know why I said that. You know what I mean, right? You gotta be a cheerleader for yourself. You gotta be your best advocate. So if you're not, and you're not visual, you're not out there making the most noise, letting people know, not in an obnoxious way, making noise, but being out there, being upfront, not being afraid to let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them, right? Within this hospitality space. Because 100% of the things that I do are hospitality related. I mean, I help out hospitality brands. That's what I'm all about, right? For the last 30 years, that's what I've been doing, right? I happen to work at hotels for the last 30 years, right? But when I ventured away from property level, I wanted to help out multiple hotels. I wanted to help out multiple people, because when you're the director of marketing or director of sales and marketing at a hotel, you're only at that one hotel, okay? You can't help someone from another brand or someone in another state, another city, or another country, right? Well, now I can do those things. I can spread the love, if you will. So that's what I do. I'm in Panama, Toledo, Florida, wherever, California, wherever the heck I've been this year, right? And it's all about that. It's all in the name of hospitality, marketing, sales, all those things, right? It's all about that. So that's why I mentioned that. So if people don't know what you do, you need to let them know what you do, who you are and what you do, okay? Who you are, what you do, and how you can help. Those are 3 things you should always mention to people when you have that conversation with them. You know how we do that elevator pitch? Remember that thing that he called it? Some people don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. And it's old, it's antiquated, right? Where, you get in the elevator with someone, group of people, or maybe just one person. And, you get that elevator pitch, meaning you're going from one floor to the next floor, And by the time that person gets off the elevator or before you get off, they should know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them, right? That's my elevator pitch with those 3 questions. Some other elevator pitches would be a lot longer. I don't know. But I limit it to those 3 things. And remember this, you ain't gonna be able to help everybody. And everybody not gonna wanna know what you're selling or buying what you're trying to sell them. And it's not about selling anyway. It's about just giving them the information. And it's up to them to say, hey, you have a card? You know what? I may have something for you. You know, you have a card, you have information. Yeah, well, here you go. Boom, get up the elevator, keep it going, right? So just keep it as simple as possible because, like I said, everyone is not going to be interested in what you're doing or what you're selling, but there's going to be that certain few people that will have an interest in what you do. But try to keep it short and simple, okay? And keep it moving. Once again, this is Sofitel Panama. This was outside. This is a little patio area. You know, they have a lot of seating, and you get that Wi-Fi access out there too. So I was out there, you know, I'm there, you know, kind of on vacation for the most part, but always take advantage of, just because you're on vacation or doesn't mean I'm not out there, you know, doing sites at hotels and doing work and, you know, need the Wi-Fi and all that stuff because I'm still working, right? And remember, in Panama, they take the dollar, right? The U.S. dollar, because they used to be a U.S. territory back in the day. You know, they built the Panama Canal. You know, there's a whole history about the Panama Canal or whatever. Well, they still take the dollar. So, and the Wi-Fi is flawless, okay? So it's strong Wi-Fi, at least here at this hotel. So I'm out there doing my work, doing my thing, right? You see where those people are sitting or standing in the back? That's kind of the Bay Area right there. So you look down, there's a pool, but then in the horizon, that's where the bay is. I guess, I don't know, Panama City Bay. I'm not sure what it's called. I'm not sure the body of water, but very nice. And at night, because they have like what do you call it? Skyline at night. Everything's lit up, of course, and just a spectacular sight. So this location for this hotel is great. All the way around is great. All the way around. And as you can see, I'm not wasting any time because I'm getting hot. So, and this was a patio, and I did my work from here as well. This is my personal patio. So this was outside of the guest room. You know, I took a photo and you could see downtown skyline. So that's why I really wanted to post it. But when I posted it on here, I'm like, what happened to the damn skyline? You don't even have the skyline. So I don't know what the heck I did. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. And this is the blog, right? Okay, no, this is information about the blog. So, in fact, let me change this font here because you can't see that. And I didn't know that. Let's see, what color should I do? Should I do like a yellow? Can I do that? Yellow. That way you can see it a little better because I have a dark jacket on. Because when I do this show, right, I don't have whatever I have on now, I didn't have on before, so I never know what color I'm going to wear, and then I always have to make an adjustment. I don't know why that is, but hey, I need to do a better job of planning this. But anyway, the blog. So anything I talk about, so I have a topic for today, and that topic is on my blog. So you can go to my blog right now, russellofhotels.com. Go to the blog, bing, and that information about the topic for today will be there, right? In fact, it's going to be a good topic today. I think it's going to be a good one. Let me make sure my thing is queued up here. Is it queued up? So I got me a new, I set up this differently today. So my studio is actually in a little corner to the right of me. You can't see this, and I'm not going to show you that, right? But today, I said, you know what? I need more room because I mean, I was doing it from my desk, the desk that I work on. My laptop is on there, and you know, files and all kind of other stuff is on there too, right? So it became kind of cramped. I'm like, this is not good. So we've been cleaning out my garage and all this stuff, and I come across these like a table, right? Like a folding table or whatever. I said, I need to use that for something. And today it hit me. I said, let me move my little studio space to do this show in the middle of my, I guess this is a family room. Some people come over and say, oh, this is your man cave, whatever. I'm like, whatever, it's family room, but when I'm down here, it's the man cave, okay? So there's a TV down here, there's couches, all kind of stuff, right? So, but there's a big space. So I'm like, I could do it in the middle instead of doing it in this corner. So what I did was, because I have a 6 foot, you can't see the green screen because if you saw the green screen, it wouldn't be doing this job, right? So you're able to see me in the Sofitel Panama because of the green screen, right? So the green screen is behind me. So I'm giving you all the secrets right now, right? So the green screen, which is 6 feet, probably by 6 feet wide, 6 feet tall and 6 feet wide, right? So you can't see that, but when I had it in the corner, it was kind of cramped and I would always hit it and all kind of stuff, right? So now that I put it in the middle, and I don't know why I had this revelation today to do this, but it's working out so much better. I got this I want to say it's about a 4.5 foot table in front of me. Everything fits on there. My laptop, my iPad, everything, my phone, the camera, and the light is in front of me. Everything works out. You know what? It's just amazing. Whew, and it's getting hot in here. It's just amazing how just you think something is, we make things so difficult sometimes, but it's just the simplest thing. You just have to move to the left maybe a couple feet and you have all this space, right? So that's what I'm doing now, and I'll be doing this forever now, right? So, but anyway, I'm just so happy that I have a new space for the studio, for the show now, right? Oh man, I'm getting hot. I'm told you this show ain't gonna be that long. So anyway, I don't know why I said all that stuff, but go to the blog, russellofhotels.com, go to the blog, and anything I talk about either today or in the past or future things will be on the blog. So just go check it out, and just check out the website as well. It's a work in progress. I'm working on some new things, and you'll see those in the coming weeks. Okay, and that's the outside. That was the outside of the Sofitel. So if you you can see the cars that are parked in back of me. You keep walking down there. It leads to this little plaza area, and then it's kind of like a circle. And then you keep walking. That's where all the shops are. And then in back of me or in front of me, where I'm kind of facing, there's a lot of things going on, like stores and restaurants and all those kind of things. Although the Sofitel has a great restaurant with great food, of course you want to limit the restaurant to just breakfast only, and then go and experience for lunch and dinner, right? That's what we did, and I thought it was great. And they have a coffee shop right here. So see that window right there? There's a coffee shop right there. So you can go get your coffee, drink your coffee out there. Oh my God, just wonderful. Your laptop, the Wi-Fi works right here too. Oh my God, it's just a great place. Man, I miss it. I'm going back. I may even move there. So I showed this picture right here because this is an elevator, right? But in the elevator, it has this, you can see it's like a TV, a screen in there, and it's like doing promotions. Now, some hotels, I've seen this maybe 1 or 2 other times in other hotels, but it looks so unique because you walk in and it's an elevator with a mirror, but then within that mirror, there's a TV or a video screen in there, and it's like promoting the restaurant or the rooftop lounge or the bar or whatever specials are for the day or whatever's in the area. I thought it was just a great usage of an elevator, okay? Which elevator is not normally a focal point, right? But you get in there, you get opportunities, because a lot of times you get in elevators and you see like, they may put like posters in there, and it may advertise their restaurant or whatever, but you're not really paying attention to that. But you get in here and it's captivating. It gets your attention, right? And you're watching and you're listening. And you're like, oh my God, that's great. And someone's eating, whatever, a steak or something. Like, oh my God, I'm hungry. I need a steak. Let's go downstairs and check it out. Or the drink, or the special cocktails for the day, right? Today's Wednesday. What are they making on Wednesday? It's Rum Wednesday, whatever the heck it is. So they're making that with that Panamanian rum. I don't even know if they have that. Is that a thing? I don't know, but anyway, it's just a way of promoting. I'm all about marketing and promoting things, right? So I thought that was a great thing. I'm like, every hotel should have that in their elevator, because you get like a couple minutes. You're in the elevator, coming down. Like say if you're on the 20th floor and it stops at damn near every other floor, you're trying to looking around. But you can look at that now, right? You can look at that and like, oh my God, this is great. Okay, they have this, they have that. I'm gonna go check it out. So that's why I took a photo of that, because I thought that was interesting. And of course, I want to show you guys. I want to share with you guys too, okay? Because that's what I do. So this, I can't think of the name of the church, so don't even ask me. But that's the church. I got this photo at night. I'm like, that's kind of cool right there. In fact, let me change this too. I'm just messing up everything today. I'm just messing up everything. Let's see, does white look okay with this? Show me, tell me if white looks, can you see that? Yeah, until it gets to the white on my shirt, right? Our DMO, okay, the question of the day is, what is the question of the day? Our DMO, Destination Marketing Organization, sales and hotel salespeople, DMO, let me start this again. Are DMO and hotel salespeople focusing on the right thing? That's the question for the day. 3 things they may be doing wrong and 3 things they should be doing. And I put an emphasis on they may be doing it wrong. You know, they may be. They may be, you know, doing however they want to do it. They may be doing it. Is it right or wrong? You know, this is Russell of Hotels, right? It could be right. It could be wrong. It just depends on, you know, you or whoever's watching this, and maybe, you know, don't take offense to any of this stuff. It's just a way it's just some things that I've identified when I go to different shows, you know, these trade shows, these conferences, these conventions, and I'm starting to really evaluate what's going on and listening to people and see how they ask me the questions, right? What are they asking me as a prospective client, as a hotel site selection person? Because part of what I do is hotel site selection. So I do have clients that have meetings, right? So my job is to go out to Destination Southeast, to Destination Midwest, be familiar with this hotel, that DMO, that CVB, that person, that whatever. My job is to go out there and see what's out there, because I never know where my clients are going to want to go. Panama, whatever. It's my job to go out there and experience the hotels, experience the destinations, because once again, I never know where my clients are going to want to go. So I meet with a lot of people, right? We have one-on-one appointments. We have all these kind of things. So a lot of this stuff comes from my experience. I didn't just pull this out of my butt. I mean, it came from my experience. I said, you know what? Let me come up with something for the day, because I'm always looking for topics, right? So the topic for the day is, are DMO and hotel salespeople focusing on the right thing? I mean, I sit down from when I sit down at a one-on-one appointment, they're telling me about, well, we got 100,000 square feet of meeting space and 200 guest rooms. Okay, well, okay, wait a minute. You don't even know, do I need all that? Do you know anything about me? Do you know anything about my groups? What makes my group, you know, what would be the perfect hotel for my group? No one asked that. Well, some people do, but most people don't. Okay, so number one thing, and these are things they may be doing wrong. You may be doing it wrong, and you may be doing it right. That may be the way you do things, right? But just listen, have an open mind, an open ear to this stuff. Number one, talking about themselves too much. And that's not mean that you're talking about you personally too much, but DMOs and hotel sales managers often lead with our hotel or our destination has, you know, 30,000 square feet of meeting space, and our city has 10,000 guest rooms. Okay, that's fine. Those are features. That's not solutions, right? Planners care about their needs first, not your brag sheet, okay? That's fine to say all those things, but if I'm not looking for that, if I have a smaller group, well, they're gonna be, they're gonna get swallowed up in that, right? So find out exactly what they want first, and then tailor your sales pitch, and I hate to say a sales pitch, but tailor the conversation towards that, because I don't like sales pitches, and not a lot of people like sales pitches. So once again, these are 3 things they may be doing wrong, and I'm gonna start over again. Okay, number 1, talking about themselves too much. Okay, so DMOs and sales and hotel sales managers often lead with, our hotel has 30,000 square feet of meeting space, and our city has 10,000, hotel rooms. Okay. So I'm gonna go through those first, and then I'm gonna go over what you could be doing or should be doing. Number 2, focusing on only short-term wins. Too many chase the immediate booking or RFP and neglect the long game. They forget that relationship building, visibility, and consistency are what turn one-time business into repeat business. That's the one thing that I always, when I was a sales manager or the director of sales and marketing, and because I always had a market, right? Regardless what I did in sales, I always had a market responsibility, is that I'm looking for the long term. I'm playing the long game. I'm not just focusing on this one piece of business. I want that one piece of business and whatever else they have coming up, right? Because it's easier, once you get a client, it should be easier to ask them for more business than that you lose a client and you're trying to, replace that client again, right? So my job was trying to hold on to that client as long as I could, right? Because every year we're going through, well, who am I going to go after? Or I'm short on this, I'm short on that. Now, if you get, 2-year commitments from clients every year, that's ideal, right? You get several year commitments from them. Every time you book them, they're booking 2 years at they're booking a 2-year clip, right? You're like, oh my God, this is great. Well, that doesn't always happen. I understand, because a lot of times they go, if it's association, they go east and west or something like that, or north or south. They don't always meet in the same destination, year after year, right? They may, every other year they may do that. Well, if it's every other year, then make sure we get that every other year then. What do we need to do to get that? Okay. Well, it all starts with trying to build that relationship. I'm sure it has something to do with it, but we're going to get into that in a minute. So don't just chase the immediate booking or RFP. Look for the long game. It's all about relationship building, visibility, consistency, and repeat business. That's what it's all about. Number 3, not leveraging digital visibility. Posting once every other, well, some people don't even post at all. Let's just say that. Some hotels, they don't post things, they're not visible. And I said hotels don't do this. Well, people are responsible for posting for a hotel, right? Or for themselves. One thing that I don't like within today's social media space is that salespeople are not posting on behalf of their own brand, which is them, or the hotel. Okay? Why? I don't know why that's not happening. I don't know why directors of sales and marketing don't encourage that, because it's all about the visibility, right? You can't be everywhere all the time. Okay, what happens when you come and you're back from all these trips and you've caught up and all that stuff, and you're not planning another trip for another several months? What happens? Or what if your budget has been restricted and you can't travel at all? Well, what do? Oh, I can do all the local things. Okay, well, what if, the local things are fine, the local mixers and all those kind of things. Maybe do a client party once a quarter or once a year or whatever the heck that is. But what happens during the times you don't have those things going on? Do you post things? Are you involved in social media at your hotel? Because that's one thing that I do not see a lot going on, okay? With the exception of some very few individuals that I know personally that do this, and they make themselves known. They are the brand, right? This is me. I'm the brand. I represent this brand, but you're buying me, right? I know people that do that, and they do that day in and day out. Let me just name drop. Ernesto Alonso, okay? Now at the Hilton, I want to say he's the ADOS at the Hilton in the Universal Hilton, which is in Universal City, right outside. I think it's the closest hotel to Universal Studios Hollywood, okay? It's right across the street. So he just started this position, but he was doing that at his other hotel, right? So, and I'm pretty sure he got that job because he was so visible, and he was so successful because people knew who he was. And when they wanted to book in that area, they would call him. That's what you want, right? You want to be synonymous with your brand. I've told people this before. You want to be synonymous with your brand. So when they think about you, they think about the hotel that you work in or the destination that you represent. When they think about that destination or the hotel, they think about you. Like, okay, I need to call Ernesto. I need to call Russell because I know they represent this destination or that hotel, right? And that's what you want to thrive to be. Every sales manager should thrive to be that. But you cannot do that if you're not visible. Visibility is the key, right? When you cannot be there in person, you need to be there some kind of way. And social media affords us the way to do that, right? But we don't take advantage of it. We have to take advantage of those things. Now, for anyone who follows me on my social media, say LinkedIn, YouTube, even IG, Facebook, all those, you see I've been doing these conversations. It's called basically elevating your brand awareness through conversation. So it's basically videos of me having conversation. I don't call them interviews. Some people say, oh, I saw you interviewed so-and-so. You interviewed that person. I saw that. Well, those are not interviews. Those are conversations, right? Those are conversations about their brands, about them and the brands they represent, okay? And that's what I've been posting for the last, now that was from Destination Southeast. Now that was over a month ago. And I still have content regarding that. So I've got all this content and I broke it down. Like, so I did these videos that were these conversations probably about 15 to 20 minutes long. Well, what Bruce, my director, producer, whatever you want to call him, he gave me about 20 reels for each person. So from a 15 to 20 minute video, he broke it down into 20 different reels. So I can post those individual bite-sized pieces of a major conversation, right? Because no one has time to sit there to listen to something for about 15 minutes straight, okay? You go back and forth or you just won't listen to it at all, right? So right now, I'm at 36 minutes on this show, right? Somebody's not gonna watch the entire length of this thing. But if I broke it down into bits and pieces, they probably would watch it, right? Because if they're like a minute to a minute, 10 seconds long, then it is more, more likely that they will, listen to it or watch it or whatever. So there you go. So make sure, and I got off on a tangent right there, but that's okay because that's what I do. So not leveraging digital visibility. Posting once every other couple of months on LinkedIn is not enough. Many salespeople think their presence ends at trade shows or sales calls. In today's market, if you're not creating consistent, authentic digital touch points, you're invisible. Basically, you're wasting your time. If you're not doing that, we're in a digital era. Okay, people are posting things. People are doing things that they didn't think they'd be doing several years ago. All right. I didn't think I'd be doing this several years ago. Okay, but I am because that's what it takes to stay visible, to stay top of mind. And I think every sales manager, hotel sales manager, DMO, sales manager, CVB, tourism, whatever, I think you would say the same thing. You want to remain visible. Well, how do you do that? If you can't go to all these shows and be in front of people that way, you need to be in front of them on their screen. And that's through their phone, that's on their laptop, whatever device they use, you want to be in front of them. Boom, there you go. So, okay, let's quickly go to the last part of this. So those were the things that you're doing wrong, you could be doing wrong. These are the things you should be doing. And I'm gonna go through these quickly because remember, these things are on my blog. So just go russellofhotels.com, go to the blog, and all those things are there. These are things that they should be doing or could be doing. Lead with a planner's need. Start every conversation with, tell me about your goals for this meeting. Okay, if you don't know the goals, you don't know what the heck they need, right? So why are you spewing this 10,000, I got 10,000 square feet of meeting space, I got 250 rooms, guest rooms, they've just been renovated. Okay, that's fine, they've been renovated, okay? But does this meet the needs of what I'm looking for, okay? Okay, so tell me about your goals for this meeting. Then align your destination or hotel story to those needs. It's not about your ballroom, it's about their outcomes. So it's not about you. I know that we have to push things, and our directors and our GM and ownership let them know about the ballroom. We just redid the ballroom. Let them know we just did that. I know that. But you need to know what they're looking for before you give them that information, right? They may not be interested in all that. They may not want all of that. So just make sure that we're kind of qualifying them for it first before we even go into all that stuff. So number 2, invest in relationships, not transactions. Check in with clients even when they're not sourcing, just to say hi. I wish someone would call me right now and say, hey, I know you haven't sent me anything, but I just want to call and say hello. Well, I met you a couple years ago. Just want to see what's going on. How you doing? How's business? How's business for you? Hey, well, business is like this, that, blah, blah, blah. Give me some information about your hotel, any updates or whatever. Go from there. Share industry insights, invite them to events, or simply congratulate them on LinkedIn achievements. Whatever you see on LinkedIn, if you follow them, make sure, and that's another thing, make sure you follow your people, all your clients, make sure you follow them on LinkedIn or whatever social media platforms. Let's just start with LinkedIn because that's more business to business. Let's start with there. Okay, so if you have clients and you're not connected with them on LinkedIn, shame on you. Why aren't you connected with them? You have their business card, just go to LinkedIn. That's what I do. I get business cards, and when I finish these trade shows or one-on-one appointments or whatever, I get their business cards, or I keep the sheet, the one-on-one appointment sheet, and I go through there and cross-reference it on LinkedIn. Make sure that I'm connected with them. If I'm not connected, I connect with them. And 9 out of 10 times, they connect back with you. So there you go. So now you're connected. You can send things, or they'll see the things that you're posting, like this show right here. There you go. Those touch points matter more than another templated RFP reply. Be a content creator, not just a salesperson. Show up where your clients spend time. LinkedIn, YouTube, podcast, even short form video. A quick video walkthrough of your lobby or top 3 things in our city post can position you as a trusted advisor, not just a salesperson. So be a trusted advisor, not just a salesperson, right? Be that person they would go to, like, I'm in LA, okay? Be the person they would go to, like, hey, we're thinking about having a meeting in LA. Is this location near your hotel? Yes, it is. Actually, it is. And we have all these different things to do and blah, 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 blah. Tell me a little bit more about your meeting. Then that way you have them. You're reeling them in at that point, right? They took the bait. Now you're reeling them in. So just make sure that we're doing more visibility. We're out there. We're not just going to these shows and forgetting about people. We're still actively, it's still soliciting for business. It's still selling. It's doing it, on a digital basis, digitally, okay? Social medially. Is that a word? I don't know. Anyway, show up where your clients spend time. LinkedIn, YouTube, all these different things. So just make sure we're doing that. Bottom line, if DMOs and hotel salespeople would shift from selling space to building visibility, trust, and value, they see more consistent long-term success. Boom. There you go. Those are words from Russell of Hotels. So just make sure you check that out on my blog. So real quick, let's get through this. Who's hiring? Who's hiring? Hilton, and these positions are in the greater Los Angeles area. So if you're in Florida, I'm not covering the jobs that are open in Florida, okay? These are in the greater Los Angeles area. Hilton and Santa Monica, they're looking for a director of sales and marketing. Yeah, Santa Monica is in the greater LA area. From where I live, I live in Los Angeles, so from where I live is about 15 minutes away, okay, going west towards the beach. Springboard Hospitality in Encino, they're looking for a remote VP of marketing. Springboard Hospitality, check that out. So go Springboard Hospitality. It's in Encino, which is in the valley. So the valley is probably about 25 minutes from where I am. So I'm kind of centrally located to all these different places. So that the valley is called the San Fernando Valley. We just shortened it, the valley. Remember Valley Girl back in the day? Oh, she's a valley girl. That's Encino is in the valley. It's on the other side of the hill. Does that make sense? Anyway, probably not. The Westin Bonaventure, that was my old stomping grounds. The Westin Bonaventure, they're looking for a director of sales. So if you're interested in any of those positions, I believe they're all on Indeed.com. I think, well, maybe the first one, the Hilton, Santa Monica, the director of sales and marketing, I believe that position was on H Careers, but the other ones are on Indeed, and the Western Bonaventure is located downtown Los Angeles. So check those out if you're interested in that. I just do that as a courtesy because I know people are looking for jobs all the time. Once again, this is the Sofitel Panama. This is the restaurant. Good food there too. And they have some non-meat eats for me, right? You guys know I don't eat meat, right? So they have a lot of options. Well, not a lot, but they have some options. I just told them, hey, vegano, right? Okay. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, see. Anyway, so every Tuesday I do this show on air with Russell of Hotels. Every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, okay? Same platform, with the same platforms, LinkedIn and YouTube. So just make sure you check that out. And if you don't check it out live, that's okay. Just check out the replay. The replay is on the same platforms. And once again, this is any questions at all. I didn't lighten up any of this stuff. I didn't do it right. Well, guess what? Next time, maybe I can do it. I get it right next time. Let's see. What can I do? Let's see if that color works. Does that color work? Does this color work? Yeah, okay, it does. So this is the Panama Canal Zone. Okay, so for people that have never been here before, just real quick, the ships come through here, right? The ships go from either the Pacific side to the Caribbean side, or from the Caribbean side to the Pacific side. So they go through these things called locks, where it's basically leveling out the ships, because the ship, now this is the top of a ship, okay? Meaning you can see it. It's like the same level. I think it's a little lower than we're standing. So I'm taking this photo, right? So you can see the top of this. This is a tanker, an oil tanker, with the crude oil. I don't know where they took it, but I don't know if it was full or empty. But basically, it is going somewhere, okay? So, and it was going from the Pacific side to the Caribbean side. So what this does is, so the way the Panama Canal was constructed years ago, 1914 was when it was constructed. So it goes, the two oceans are higher, or is it two oceans are higher? Or no, the oceans are lower, the river is higher. So when you go in, it lifts it up 10 meters or lowers it 10 meters. So you can see this has lowered it down, right? Because when this ship first came in, 10 minutes prior to me taking this photo, you couldn't even see the top of the ship. The ship was it was high. So you can see the side of the ship, you can see the name on the ship. I think it said Victoria. You can see the bottom of the ship. You could not see the top. But then as it goes through the locks, it went down 10 meters. And then that way it levels itself out before it gets to the other side, meaning going to the Caribbean side. So it's quite fascinating, the history of it. There's a whole museum set aside for that. There's an IMAX, or is IMAX Theater? Is that what it's called? IMAX Theater? Is that what it's called? Yeah, IMAX Theater. That they show a video of, it was narrated by Morgan Freeman, of all people, in Panama, right? But yeah, Morgan Freeman narrated it. It's in English, okay, with subtitles. So you get the history of it, how it started, who started it first. The French actually started it first. And then United States took it over after 20,000 Frenchmen died from malaria or yellow fever, because that's one thing they didn't think about. They're going through this jungle in Panama and all these diseases from mosquitoes and things like that. So the Americans actually came and eradicated the mosquitoes and got it all under control, and that's when they took over the Panama Canal. Okay, from I want to say the early I don't know if it was 1916 through 1980 is when it was given back to Panama. So, but anyway, you got a little history there, okay? So I thought it was fascinating. So if you ever get a chance to go check it out, definitely do that. And I probably didn't give it, the story, I probably didn't shared enough information or give you the right information. I don't know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but that's what I remember. Okay, that's how I interpreted it. So anyway, so that is it. Any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me. Go to russellofhotels.com. Go russell@russellofhotels.com. That is my email. You can go to my website, russellofhotels.com. My phone number is there. Email is there. Any way to contact me is all there, right? Feel free to call me because that's what it's all about. I want to be 100% accessible to people that need questions answered or they need help with certain things. That's what I'm here to do, right? Visibility is the key thing, right? If you need help with visibility, let me know. We'll make it happen for you. Make sure you check out the conversations that I've had with like 8 people in the last month or so at these different trade shows, Destination Southeast, Destination Midwest. Shout out to North Star Meetings Group for allowing me to do that. I thought that was great and awesome for them to understand the importance of that. You know, people walk away with, a way to elevate their brand, moving forward, and that's a good thing, right? It's a good thing for everybody. So anyway, that is it. You guys have a great day. Have a great day, a great week. And I do a daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So if it's not on air with Russell of Hotels, which is only on Tuesdays, I do a daily check-in, which lasts about 15 minutes or so. So make sure you check that out. It's on LinkedIn and YouTube as well. That is it. You guys have a great day. And as always, peace.